Good morning, everyone, and welcome to D.I.V.E, Diversity, including various ethnicities. I am Iris Owens, your host, and on the line with me is my beautiful host, and welcome, Jessica. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. It is Fresh Face Monday.
Oh, fresh face. I love it.
Fresh Face Monday. It
Yes.
is a beautiful day here in Atlanta, and I am glad to be here with you.
Yes, and I'm excited to have you here with me. So I said we were talking about, so next month is in what, 2 weeks actually is Fair Housing Month.
Already.
And so we wanted to just start diving in, as we always try to do, is to dive into not just information, but education, refreshers of why something is important. And so we wanted to discuss why having a realtor is important. And of course, we understand that there are so many options that individuals can utilize these days in terms of buying a home. But having a realtor is very, very important. And so we figured we would share that with you so that when you decide to make that decision to sell, to buy, to invest, to rent out your current property or lease it out, you want to deal with a realtor, a licensed realtor. And the first reason for that is we are experts. We are expert guides at what we do. So, Jessica, what would you say to someone who is debating you about why they need a realtor?
First of all, I'm gonna rewind a little bit
Okay.
because I can probably picture some faces of individuals listening to us right now, and they're like, "Well, what is the difference between a realtor and a real estate agent?"
Yes, or a licensee. Correct.
Right. So first of all, both a real estate agent and a realtor are licensed real estate professionals.
Mhm.
But a real estate agent is just anybody who has a license to, sell real estate and deal with real estate in the transactional form of it, as
Right.
representing the buyer, representing the seller. As a realtor, we are held to an even higher standard.
Correct.
Um, we are held to a higher level of ethical values. So I don't take that lightly, and I know you don't either. And
Absolutely.
as licensed professionals under Berkshire Hathaway, it's a requirement. Am I not? Am
You are
I right?
correct.
It is
Yes,
a
because we have to
requirement
take
that
code of
all
ethics.
exactly. It is a requirement that all licensed professionals under Berkshire Hathaway become a real tour.
Correct.
So, with that being said, we have taken additional courses, we have taken additional ethical courses, and we have to maintain these things yearly.
Right.
I'm getting my head cut off, but we maintain these things yearly. So, with that being said, we are not just invested in our clients purchasing and selling of their properties, but we're going to give them the top level of professional experience, by doing what we do best, and that's
Right.
and that's real estate. So therefore, when you are looking for a licensed professional, I would suggest you look for a realtor because you
Yes.
have an extra added layer of
Yes.
professionalism and education.
Correct. Correct.
So,
So just to go back a little bit, so when we
mhm,
mentioned about code of ethics, so code of
right,
ethics is a level, there are standards that
yes,
we are held accountable and we must abide by in order to operate as a realtor in the state of Georgia or any other place that we would be a realtor, would hold a license. It is also, it is what keeps us professional, keeps us
mhm,
ethical, and it is also how it keeps us serving our clients with protecting our clients and protecting the public
right,
from any sort of mill or ill will behaviors toward a
Fraudulent.
client,
Mhm.
fraudulent or any other thing that would not be good. So we are held to
Right.
those standards. In other words, I want you to be very clear about this. If we don't follow our code of ethics and we go against those, we could end up in jail. We could be charged, we could be prosecuted. And I know I don't want to be there, and neither does Jessica and my cohorts in this business and my other agent cohorts. We do not want to do
At
that.
all.
So we want to serve you well. So that's
Mhm.
one of the main reasons. That's a very important reason why hiring a realtor is very important.
Very much so.
So, secondly, Jessica mentioned, and I mentioned in the beginning about acting as an expert. And so, the way we do that is that we continue doing continuing education, which is considered CEs. That's how we stay astute about what's going on in the market. How do we serve you? How do we know what is going on as it relates to interest rates and governmental and different
Mhm.
laws that are put into place? So when you're working with a realtor, no, this is why we say that we're an expert, because we have studied, we are studying, and we stay on top of those things that would affect you when purchasing a home. We
Exactly.
understand that buying a home is the largest, probably one of the biggest purchases you will ever
Yep.
make in your life. It's a major investment.
It is. And this continuing education allows us to stay on top of the market. The market changes daily. The market can
Daily.
change from hour to hour. If
Hmm.
you're talking to a lender, they'll tell you in a minute,
Hmm.
depending on, what's going on with the market, those interest rates could be, fluctuating up and down, things of that nature. So things can change, you know, in the blink of an eye. And it is our fiduciary. Did I say that
Duty.
right?
Yes, fiduciary duty. You are
Come
correct.
on. It is our fiduciary duty to stay on top of the market so that we are able to give accurate information to our clients.
Yes,
And um, our clients need that. That is the whole reason behind them, you know, finding you. You're supposed to
right.
be able to bring them that that level of knowledge that they don't have because
Exactly.
your, this is your lane. So you
Right.
should you should know the ins and outs of what's
Correct.
happening in the market. So not only did you go to school and get your license, not only are you taking these, continuing education class, you are supposed to be an expert in your market.
In your
I am
field,
here
in your
in the
market.
Atlanta area. I am licensed for the state of Georgia. Atlanta is my market in all of the surrounding areas.
Correct.
So I may not know all of the ins and outs of what's happening in Savannah, but I know where I can get that information. I have
Absolutely.
other counterparts who are also in that area who I would lean on, who would be the expert of that area. But that does not mean that I cannot assist you
Right.
because I have the necessary resources
Correct.
to get the information. But there isn't much you can ask me about the Atlanta market that I am not aware of.
Absolutely. And that's what I think it's very important for the public to know. And for if you're a
Mhm.
new agent, always remember when you say that Jessica said it best, you're licensed in the state of Georgia, which
Mhm.
gives you the ability to sell anywhere in the state of Georgia.
Right.
Now, if you're new, old in the business, if you're a seasoned agent, the one great thing that we know that we have is that if you don't know it, as Jessica said, there are resources to be able for us to find it and to assist you.
Mhm.
I.e., let's just say you want to purchase a home in Savannah. I'm not in the Savannah market, so I may not know it as well, but there's always a referral. There is someone that I can refer you to help you on this journey, and someone
Mhm.
that I know that operates by the same code of ethics that I do or Jessica does or that we all do.
Exactly.
So that I know that when I'm referring you to someone, I'm placing you in good hands with another expert in this business.
Exactly. I'm
And the
so glad
expert
that you
doesn't mean
brought
we
that
know
up.
everything, but we know where to find it if we don't know.
Exactly. You utilize your tools. But you said something that just really sparked something for me,
Yes,
because we all know an agent, we all know a realtor,
correct,
but we may not utilize, that particular individual because we're thinking, hey, she's in Georgia, I'm looking in Texas.
correct.
If you know a realtor that you are, confident in, that you trust,
Yes,
reach out to them regardless of where they're licensed,
correct.
because
Say it, Jessica.
those individuals have a network of other like-minded individuals that
Yes,
they could connect you with regardless of state, city, or area.
that is correct.
So don't don't ever overlook that person that you trust, because trust is important.
Very important.
Overlook the person that you trust, because even though, like I said, they may not be licensed for that particular area, they at least can get you to another like-minded individual,
That's right.
um, to assist you. And that's the beauty of real estate. That's the beauty of what we do. We network with so many people. We
Yes,
were
we
just
do.
talking about the upcoming conferences, um,
Yes,
and we travel and we network with individuals in other states, other cities, other counties. I mean, even some instances, other countries.
yes. Internationally,
Exactly.
Berkshire is international.
Right.
We are
So,
not just only in the
we have
States.
people everywhere. We have people everywhere.
Yes.
So, I don't want people to ever put their agent in a box, to think like, oh, she only does Atlanta.
No,
Oh, he only handles Augusta.
no.
No,
That's very
not at all.
important.
Not at
That's
all.
very important. I love that you expanded on that thought.
Hmm. Hmm.
So also as a agent or having a realtor to work with, we also can assist you with objective information and opinions. So when we're sharing something with you, we're not just giving you that from this is what I think. This is not from the book of Iris or from the book of Jessica. This is
Right.
from the book of information, real
Facts.
information, facts.
Right.
Right? So
Right.
if I say to you, okay, you're going to write this contract. And understand, if you go under contract, you're under contract, which means you should not be looking for other homes. You should not go under contract with another home. You can't spread yourself thin and say, okay, I'm going to put earnest money here, I'm going to put earnest money here, and I'm going to put earnest money here. That technically is a little unethical, and so wouldn't want you to
And
operate it that
dangerous.
way.
And
And
very
dangerous,
risky.
very risky.
Very risky.
And then so if you're a safe player, you wouldn't want to do that, right? And
Right.
so as a realtor, our job is to share with you risk factors,
Mm-hmm.
cause and effect,
Mm-hmm.
consequences if you decide, hey,
Right.
I'm under contract. How long or when can I say I don't want to move forward with this and not have a consequence, i.e.,
Exactly.
using your earnest money,
Right.
right? And there are different segments of why or how you can and cannot retrieve your earnest money back.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
those
And
are
I
important
feel
things to know.
you have to know that. You need to know that. Um, that is a very big red flag for me when I meet individuals. And I know you've had the same experience. Well, we meet potential new clients, and
Yes,
they are explaining to us their past experiences with
correct.
uh previous licensed, professionals. And one of the things that I had a particular client say to me was, no one ever took the time out to explain this. No one took the time out to explain the risk
Mm,
associated with
mm-hmm.
my earnest money, my due diligence period, things things related to this contract. And I feel like as realtors, it is our duty to educate.
The public.
I mean, we shouldn't just be filling out a contract or offer to be sending it over just for the sake of sending it. We should be taking our time out to explain what we're offering,
Absolutely.
what is our time frame,
Correct.
what is our deadline
Yes.
in
Time
order
is of the essence. When we
to
say
make these
time is of the
decisions.
essence, we need to explain what that means to you.
Why is it of the essence, and what
Correct.
is the time frame that we are working with, and
Correct.
why decisions have to be made? Certain things we can't, straddle the fence on. We need to know that yes or no.
Yes.
And I really feel like it is our duty to make sure that we explain these things, especially to first-time home buyers who've never been through this process. They may not know what earnest money is.
Correct.
They may not know what a due diligence period is. So that is our duty to educate them, so that they are familiar. So when things, because sometimes things do go left.
All right.
All right. So
Yes,
when it
we
does
do.
go awry, all parties are on the same page and are fully aware of what
Correct.
happened,
Correct.
because that'll be a very not so nice conversation to now have to go back and educate after you've
Right.
lost your money.
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't want to be that person having
Because
to.
because as your professional realtor, it is our duty. I will say my broker, Steve Quinn,
Mhm,
and before he has since moved on to doing greater things.
mhm.
He said to in a meeting once, he said, it is our responsibility, and we should never, ever, though we operate right now in electronic signing, DocuSign and so forth and so on. It is
Right,
our responsibility when you are working with a buyer or with a seller, anyone that you are going to ask them to sign their name on a dotted line, you need to explain to those individuals what they are signing. You need to go through that contract. How dare you send someone something that you have explained nothing? This is their first time buying a home or selling a home, and they have no idea. And even if it's not their first time, things
still,
change rapidly in the business of real estate, right?
mhm,
Just like anything else would change. And so it is our responsibility that before you tell someone to sign their name on the dotted line, that we explain. That's a part of our duty to you, to
right,
explain terminology, to explain what earnest money means, to explain what time of time is of the essence, to
mhm,
explain what your closing date means, what it means, what your due diligence period means. It is our responsibility, and a
yes,
licensed realtor ought to be able to walk you through that and help you do that. So even if it means you come into the office and we go through a mock contract, we walk you through this mock contract so that when it comes time that you are so
absolutely,
happy that your offer is accepted, that the time comes your offer is accepted, when I send you over those documents, you know what you're signing.
exactly.
You're not having to sit there and go, what do you mean? You need you to sign this and get it back to me in an hour. Well, who would do that? Who in their right mind spending thousands of dollars would just
Hundreds
sign their
of
name
thousands,
and just send it back to you and
right?
just go,
Just
okay, here,
sign it.
I trust you.
Just
Yes,
sign
I
it.
want you to trust me, but I want you to trust me after I have educated you
Right. Not
and
blindly. Exactly.
exactly.
Not
So
blind.
that's another main reason. You want someone who's going to walk with you. If it requires us holding your hand, we will hold your hand. But we want to know that you know what you are
What you're signing.
doing and what you're
Mm,
signing. That's very important.
most definitely. One thing that I want to add, although we are the professional, although we are going to give you our professional advice, our professional opinion as it pertains to certain things. I
Mhm.
want to I want to I want to harp on that for a moment, because some people unfortunately have the misconception that we as realtors can hmm, can sway your decision left or right based
Mm.
on certain things. And I'm going to use schools for an example.
Mm,
I've had individuals ask me, well, how are the schools in this area?
correct.
Well, there's a website. You
Right.
can go to and you can check and check on the grade for, whatever individual
The standards
school,
for the school or the
the
ranking for the schools.
rankings
Correct.
for the schools. We as real estate professionals cannot give
You that
any
information.
information when it comes down to schools, when it
Correct.
comes down to crime,
Correct.
things of that nature. Now, I can tell you who your utility provider is. I can tell you who's gonna pick up your trash.
Right.
I can tell you uh who your water provider is for this area. I can tell you those things, but
Right.
when it comes down to crime, when it comes down to um the percentage of African Americans or
Versus,
uh
yes.
versus another ethnicity in an area, we are not legally
Nope.
able to give you any of that
Right.
information. So if someone says, I'm sorry, I can't give you that information, please do not be alarmed.
Right.
Please do not be offended.
Correct.
But those will be the things that you will have to research on your own.
But we will refer you, we will give you the
We'll
resources
give
to
you, we'll
go
give you the
and look
resources.
up that information. But
Yeah.
understand that again, thank you, Jessica, for bringing it up. We're gonna talk about that maybe closer to our other end when we're talking about,
Mhm.
ethical treatment.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why that is that if we were to do that, that's the same as what's called redlining, or
Mhm.
because if someone comes to me, if you come to me and say, I only want to see homes in DeKalb County, okay, great,
No problem.
no problem. But if
Mhm.
you come to me and say, I only want to see homes in DeKalb County where only there's an Asian population, mm, I I can't guarantee you that, because that is being somewhat prejudiced, if that makes sense, right?
Mhm.
And though it may seem, yes, you are the client and you have the right to ask for what it is that you are asking, but I could be being tested. What if someone from our board decided to say, let's see what realtors are really doing out here
Right.
when clients are asking them for things that
Mhm.
they know are not ethical. As a realtor, it is my duty to show you homes that are available in the areas in which you are asking,
Mhm.
based on what you have asked, meaning what you're looking for in a home,
In the home.
based on what your buying power is, and based on availability.
Right.
It's not based on ethnicity, as
Mhm.
Jessica said. Is this
Mhm.
a great school system or is this the worst school in the county? I cannot tell you that.
Mhm.
It would be unethical for me to share that with you. If
Right.
it's a crime-ridden neighborhood, or it's a neighborhood that has great walking paths, all those things, you have to be mindful that if we say things like that, well, oh, you would love living here because everyone here looks like you. How would you feel if someone said that to you?
Right. I First of all, I would be,
I would be offended.
clutching my pearls. Like,
Yeah,
excuse me.
I would be offended. It's
That's-
very important.
yeah.
So that's why even
Mhm.
when you're dealing with someone, and we have clients that will come and say, listen, I know you can't, but I really want you to tell me the real truth. And I'm still going to tell you. The truth is, if you want to know that information, you can go and look up the county's information. You can go up and look
Mhm.
up school information via school systems
Mhm.
rankings. You can
Mhm.
go look up the crime based on data that's available, based on the county, based on
Mhm.
crime reports. But I cannot do that. She cannot
Right.
do that. And
Right.
a realtor would not do that. So
Right.
as Jessica said, don't think that we're trying to be difficult. We're not. We're just being ethical.
Right. Now,
Right.
in the event that you pull, some properties yourself, because these are properties that you have found online,
Mhm.
and you send me said properties and say, I'm interested in these properties, fine, no worries. I can set up the appointments for us to go and see those properties.
Yes.
But I can't take any information from you stating I want to be in a all African American community.
Right.
I only want to see people that look like me. I want my neighbors to only be individuals that look like me.
Yes. Yes.
First of all, let's be quite honest. Our resources does not tell us that.
No, it does not. And granted, and we have a large resource.
Right.
So
Our
that's the
resources
other
is
reason
not going
why
to
you want
tell
a
me that
realtor.
the neighbors are all African
Yes,
American. So
because
I can't filter for all African
we
American
give you
neighbors.
great search power.
Yes.
You working with the realtor gives you great search power because we can search anywhere pretty much in the state of Georgia.
Right.
Like as we
And
said
pretty much
earlier,
for anything
for
as it
anything
pertains to
as it relates to
something
a
with the
house,
property.
to the
Right.
property.
But it does not tell me, yes, this is 100% African American community, or this
Right,
is a 75% Asian community. No,
right.
we
It does
don't
not.
have,
Right,
our resources does not reveal those type of things.
right,
So therefore, professionally, I wouldn't be able to do it anyway.
right.
And then ethically,
And nor would
I
we if we
can't
could.
do it. Exactly.
And
So,
nor would we if we could.
right. So I mean, I really think that is something that is important to share, because I
Yes.
really feel like, people just really didn't know that. And again, we're not saying that you can't have your preference.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
are the buyer, and
Yes,
you are allowed to have whatever preference you
correct.
want. It's just certain things as a realtor that I'm unable to provide you with.
Yeah,
And that's all we're really saying.
right.
But yeah, if your preference is to be in the top school district, no problem. You just have to do your research to find out what school that may
Correct.
be. And once you
Correct.
come back to me and say, you know what, I want to be in the I want to find a house in the Westlake High School district.
Correct.
Okay, no
That's
problem. Now that I can work with.
right. I'm going
But
to
I
do
couldn't I
what you have
couldn't tell
asked.
you that that was a good school or not a good school. But if you
Right.
come to me and say, my kids go to these schools and I need to find a home within this
In
school
this
district,
area,
now
we
that
can
I
do
can
that.
I can make that happen.
I love
So
it.
yeah, so I just wanted to really, really stress that, especially for
Very
those
important.
who are getting ready to get into the market of looking for a home, because it's around
Yes.
that time, people
Yes.
start looking. It's
Yes.
springtime, and school is getting ready to wrap up in the next couple of months. So, this is that time where people start looking and they're thinking, these are the stuff that I want you to have in mind when you're looking
Correct.
for your real estate professional, and the things that they can or cannot do for you.
Very good point,
Mhm.
Jessica. Excellent point. Also, as a
Mhm.
realtor, the other thing that we really, or one of the things that we can really help you with is negotiation.
Yeah.
Negotiation. So we don't
Oh,
want you to
no.
be in the midst of the battle back and forth because you and the seller or you and the buyer are not going to meet until you're pretty much at the closing table.
Right. And you may not
So,
meet then.
and you might not meet then. That is correct. So
Mhm.
we are your voice. I will operate as you in this transaction.
My word, the term that I love using, I will advocate on
For
your
you.
behalf.
Yes, I love it.
I I'm gonna toot my own horn, Iris.
Go ahead.
I look for deals in everything, not just down to my groceries, my clothes, my
Mm-hmm.
car.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to representing my clients,
Yes.
I'm going in as if it's me purchasing this house, and
Correct.
I the best deal possible. I'm
Yes.
not going to offend the seller, because
Correct.
I'm going to come in with the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to come in knowing the worth of this property. Why? Because I have done my research
Yes.
and I have the evidence to back up what I'm offering for the property.
Correct.
Now, Am I an advocate for you overpaying for a property? No, I'm not. But at the end of the day, you as the buyer are going to make the decision of what you're
Yes.
wanting to pay.
Yes.
But as a professional, I'm going to give you the information. I'm going to lay it out for you, and I'm going to give you a price in which we should move forward with based on our research.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to negotiating, especially after we have done our good inspection,
Yes. Yes.
that's my favorite part.
Yes.
And that's the joy I get when once we have done our inspection and we have grounds to really negotiate and get in there and really start to talk and get the best deal. That's when my juices get flowing.
Correct.
And I'm able to come back to my client and say, all right, look, this is what we were able to do. That for me, that's the best part. I understand.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we all get excited at closing.
Yes.
But when I know that I had a number in my mind and I'm able to see it come to fruition,
Yes.
I know I did my job.
Yes.
I know
And
I
we
did.
have the ability to educate our buyers or even our sellers, right? On the whole fact of, if you give me the number that you have in your head, our job is to then come and either show you why that's a great number or why that number doesn't add up.
Right. Right.
So that when you are selling your home, you put your home on the market, we want to price it right so that it doesn't sit on the market and get stale, and then you have to reduce it, and then it's there. And okay, same thing with a buyer. Not going to advocate for you to pay $100,000 for a house, knowing that that house very well may not be worth over $100,000 worth over the sales price. Or,
Right.
like you said, that inspection comes back realizing there are a lot of things. There may be $100,000 worth of work that needs to be done on this home for you to even get it up to code and up to standard as to where you want it to be. So all of that is our duty to you, to help you make a very educated decision, to make you an educated consumer, to help you be an educated consumer. It's very important, right?
I agree. And I can't wait till we dive deeper over the course of the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
In the whole process, because it's so many layers.
Yes.
To, purchasing or even the sale of a home. It's so many layers. We see the search and we see the closing.
Yes.
We don't see that middle.
The background work.
And I can't wait till we get to show all of the nitty-gritty, that, the behind the scenes of what all it takes to get to that closing table. So this is just really just a taste of what's to come over the next couple of weeks. So if you are looking to buy, if you are looking to sell, stay tuned with us over the next couple of weeks, because it's going to be some information that we're going to be sharing. And we have some great guests that are going to come and give their professional information, from lenders to inspectors, to closing attorneys. It's so many different moving parts.
Yes.
So I'm getting excited just because
I know I'm excited. I'm excited because we want to help. We really want you to be prepared,
educated,
and so also it helps us help you, right?
Yes.
So this way, when you come, you know what you're talking about as well. That's important. Being an educated consumer is important, right? And so we get to help fill in the gaps. We also are there to help you through that emotional ride, because buying, selling, real estate is an emotional ride. It is a roller coaster.
Yes.
It could be, you put it on the market, you got 20 offers. And 20 offers come and you accept that offer, and then that offer is a nightmare. It is just a nightmare, right? And now you're fearful because you've taken the home off the market. You've spent this time with this buyer who has had time to do their due diligence and inspection, and then they decide, oh, day 6, we don't want to buy this house again. So now you have to start this process all over again on the
Yeah.
seller side. On
Yeah.
the buyer side, what happens when you are going through all of this and you're trying to put in these offers and you're nervous, or your offer gets accepted, and now it's like this moving. It's moving. Here is where we come in, because when we're instructing you and asking you to sign, to do this, to make, it is a reason behind that. Because if you don't do these things in order at the time that they need to, it becomes costly. It can cost the
Our job is
whole
to
entire
save
deal.
your money.
Yes, yes. To
And I tell my
save and to
clients that
protect your
all the
money.
time. My job is to protect your money.
Yes,
That is my number one responsibility.
yes,
Protect your money.
yes.
And of course, no one wants to lose any money. No one wants to just
Absolutely.
give money away, but there are some circumstances where it happens,
Yes,
you
it's
know,
unavoidable.
at no fault of anyone's,
Correct.
it does happen. But we want to eliminate that as much as possible. We don't want anyone to lose money. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I don't have a money tree in my
No,
yard. So
no.
therefore, every dollar that I have,
It counts.
it counts. And when it comes to my clients, I'm treating your money like it's my money.
That's
Like,
right.
no,
That's right.
we're not just giving away any
No,
money,
we don't
so
have it to give away, and we don't want you to give it away.
no,
And we want
no.
you to buy what you want to buy.
Right.
We want you to own what it is you want to own. We
I
want
don't want
you
you
to
to have
sell it.
buyer's remorse
Absolutely.
at the end of the day.
Because this is a big purchase, and it's not, guess what? Even on a car, you have 7 days
I
sometimes
have
to
to say
take
you
a
don't
car
have that
back. But
with
you
that
don't have
home.
that with a home. Once you buy it, it's yours. It's yours all the way. Once they slide those keys across that table, it's yours,
It's
right?
yours.
And the
So
last and the last thing
no,
I
we
think
don't
we
want that.
we want to remind people is that the other part of what we do for you is keeping you informed, keeping you informed,
Yes. Yes.
keeping you updated, letting you
Communication
know
is
what's
key.
going. Communication is key.
Communication
Um,
is key. With from start to finish.
Start to
Because like I
finish.
said, it's so many moving parts.
Yes,
It's so many moving parts. So we have to do our due diligence to make sure that we're keeping our clients informed on what's happening
yes,
from one step to the next, and that's just from a realtor standpoint, but then it's so many other parties involved that's also keeping you informed from their perspective. The
yes,
lender, the lender is going
correct.
to keep you informed on what's happening with your loan. Okay, now
Yes,
you have your pre-approval. Now it's going to underwriting. Okay, it just came back from underwriting. Now we're
yes,
here. They're going to be giving you a timeline on that end,
correct,
and I'm going to be giving you a timeline on our end. All
correct,
right, we went under contract today. We have 5-day due diligence, meaning within 5 days, we need to know yay or nay, are we moving forward? Within
correct.
that 5 days, we need to be getting our inspection done. Okay,
Yes,
the inspection is going to be done here. We got our report back here. Now we have this amount of days to review the report and decide what's like. It is a timeline and it is tight.
yes, it is. And it's very tight. And so that's why we want to explain to you how
Up.
this process works, because look at it this way. I don't think most people even understand or even know. Most closings in the state of Georgia, at least 30 days
Mm-hmm.
from start to finish. That's the average amount of
That's
time.
the
Most
average.
people probably don't even know that. They probably didn't even think there was a time frame as such.
Yeah.
But 30 days. 30
And
days.
and like you said, that's average. We have
That's
some that are
average.
shorter, we
Yeah,
have some that are
absolutely.
longer. But this is why that initial conversation, that buyer's consultation, that
It's so
seller's
important.
consultation is so important, because these are the things that we need to let you know up front. Because you go out here today, we find a property, we put in an offer is accepted, you could potentially be the homeowner in less than 30 days.
Absolutely.
Are you ready?
Are you? Oh, these are the things we're going to delve into
can't-
over these next couple of weeks, because it's not just just a little nugget.
Mhm.
It's not just your earnest money. You have to figure out closing costs, your insurance, you know, if you're going to have PMI, if you're going to, if they're going to be repairs, there's a lot that you have to, basically, you have to most times bring something to the table in this
Right.
market,
And I
especially.
can't wait till we have that discussion, because I think people are going to be so surprised at the number,
Yes.
because everyone that I talk to, be like, what you think, how much money you think you need to have to buy a house today?
Mm,
And they give me these astronomical numbers.
yes.
And that may not necessarily be the case.
Nope. May not,
So
because there are
that
so many options
is
out
so
here.
it's so crazy, because like, oh my gosh, I can't buy a house because I don't have $30,000 in savings.
Right.
Most people don't have
I have
$30,000
$30,000 in
in
savings.
savings. And most people who have bought a house didn't have $30,000 in savings. So that alone is a conversation that I can't wait to have. But
And Warren Buffett
I
says,
just,
even if you have it, you don't have to spend it all to buy this house.
come on, somebody, that exactly,
Yes, you don't have to
you know,
spend it all.
I can't wait till we have the money discussion, because
Yes.
the money discussion always gets everybody moving. But
Yes.
the point that we're making is, I'm not I want you to really think about the decision that you're making. I don't want you to wake up tomorrow morning and be like, I'm buying a house.
Yes. It's a process.
I mean, that's
I
fine
mean,
if
you
you wake
can.
up.
You
I
can.
just want you to be ready to jump into your research
Yes.
before you just be like, oh, let's go.
Yes.
But with your professional real estate
Absolutely.
realtor,
With the realtor.
you will have the necessary information and you will be prepared, which
Yes.
is really the start to this journey, is choosing your real estate professional.
And we have given you 7 reasons why it's important.
That is number one. You start with your real estate professional, everything else will fall in line.
Absolutely.
Everything else will fall in line. And our objective, I know for Iris as well as myself, is to get you what you want
Yes.
and to get you there with the least amount of problems,
Absolutely.
least amount of hiccups.
Yes.
Hiccups will happen,
Yes.
some things are just inevitable, and that's fine, but that's why we're here to guide you through the process. You're not alone in this process,
No.
And I really want to stress that you're not alone in this process. This process can be so overwhelming, just the thought of it. And we're here to really woosah with you, like to,
Oh, absolutely.
you
Because
know,
listen, if you want to have a headache,
mm,
add, financials with emotions,
woo,
with want versus need and desire,
woo,
you got a hodgepodge of stuff going on. And that's
woo.
what buying a house
That's
is
a
like.
recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for disaster. And
Right.
that's not what we want.
No,
That's
we
not what
want
we
to
want.
we want to show you how you can get through this process, get through it successfully,
Mm-hmm,
come out on top, and
mm-hmm.
feel like you were victorious during this journey. And
Yeah.
even when the hiccups come, as Jessica said, that we are here to help you
Mm-hmm,
navigate those
mm-hmm.
hiccups and not lose it all, and feeling like this was the
Right.
worst experience ever. We want this to be the best experience possible for you,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to do it. You need to do it with
The
the
biggest compliment that I
realtor.
have received is at the end of the day, after closing, clients have keys, pictures have been taken.
Yes.
When my client says, this was easier than I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's the biggest compliment for me, because that means I did my job well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because
Or,
there's some fires that we put out
oh yes, that they never know about.
that they never know about.
Right. Right.
I'm not going to stress. It's just like a bride on wedding day. I'm not about to stress her.
Yes. We're gonna get
I
through
got
this.
it. I'm
Right.
gonna handle it,
Yeah, all right.
and
I
all will
got
be
it.
well. Right.
Yes.
And I may tell you after the fact, be like, girl, listen, this is what happened. We just didn't tell you because I didn't want to get you off stressed.
Right.
But that is the biggest compliment, to know that
Correct.
I was able to not only produce, I was able to do it, and my client was satisfied and felt like it was smooth.
Yes.
That's the biggest compliment. And that comes with having a dream team.
Absolutely.
We'll get into the dream team later on.
We will.
But the number one on your team is your realtor.
Your realtor.
That's
Well,
the
guys,
takeaway.
thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you so much. This is an awesome conversation.
I love
And I'm
it.
looking forward to us moving forward and sharing, because guess what? It reminds us as to why we are realtors. And it
Exactly.
reminds us and it inspires me to always do the best job that I could possibly do beyond the expectations of my clients.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we thank
That's
you all
awesome.
so much.
That's
You
awesome.
all enjoy the day. Share, like our YouTube page, share our information, drop us any questions that you may have, any topics that you are interested in hearing about or you want us to discuss, please share that with us as well, because we are
Yes.
happy to share any information that we could possibly have and help individuals.
Yes.
So
Even those individuals who are thinking or looking to getting into real estate,
Oh, absolutely.
also drop your information. We'll be glad to answer any
Reach out
questions
to
that
you.
you may have. Most
Absolutely.
definitely.
As you
Most
can
definitely.
see, both of us love to talk. So if you reach out to either one of us, we will be like, oh, absolutely, we will call you.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Yes.
You guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy the week, and we will see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.